If you think about it, CJ, UConn fans are going to be like John Rothstein this weekend.
How so?
Both are going to sleep in May. Welcome to UC Sports, a show recapping the biggest storylines in UConn athletics. Oh boy, do we have some great ones for you as we flip the calendar to April. I'm Cole Stefan.
And I'm CJ Dexter. Coming up, we'll talk about the Final Four, broken streaks, and walk-off hits. All of that and more as the UC Sports Show starts right now.
We're going to kick things off with the number one trending topic on campus, the Final Four. For the first time since winning it all as the number 7 seed in 2014, the UConn men's basketball team is going to the Final Four, which will take place in Houston, Texas. Connecticut is looking to win their 5th national title in 25 years under their 3rd different head coach.
I'm very excited to watch the game on Saturday, but how did we get here?
Well, I'm glad you asked. In the Sweet 16, the 4th seed Huskies took on the 8th seeded Arkansas Razorbacks, who looked to advance to their 3rd straight Elite 8. Despite upsetting the defending national champions in the second round, Arkansas had no answers for Art Jordan Hawkins, who went off for 24 points. 2 days later, it was a rematch of the 1999 Elite 8 as UConn took on Gonzaga with the trip to the Final Four on the line. Drew Timme scored 36 points in the Sweet 16 against the UCLA Bruins, but his entire team got shut down throughout the game as the Huskies led by 7 at half. Behind Hawkins' 20 points and Adama Sanogo's double-double, Connecticut advanced to their 6th Final Four in program history. UConn takes on the 5th seed Miami Hurricanes on Saturday, April 1st at 8:49 p.m. Eastern on CBS. The Huskies are looking for revenge against Hurricanes head coach Jim Larranaga, whose George Mason Patriots upset the Huskies in the Elite 8 in 2006. You don't want to miss this game.
All good things must come to an end. However, and that is the case for the UConn women's basketball team. For the first time since 2007, the Huskies will not be playing in the Final Four. Their quest for their 12th national title ended in the Sweet 16 in Seattle against the 3rd-seeded Ohio State Buckeyes, who started the season out 19-0. After pummeling their first 2 opponents in the NCAA tournament, the Huskies ran into a brick wall in the Emerald City, rather than being a brick wall. The Buckeye acted like a pickpocket throughout the game, forcing 18 turnovers in the first half, while keeping UConn off the board for a 7-minute stretch during the first and second quarters. Combine that with Aaliyah Edwards getting into significant foul trouble by the fourth quarter, and the Husky offense could not make it a single possession game in the second half. Ohio State forced 25 turnovers during the entire game, thriving behind Cody McMahon's 23 points as they advanced to their first Elite 8 since 1993. As the season comes to a close, so do the collegiate careers of Dorka Uhas and Lou Lopez Senechal, who spent a combined 3 seasons as Stars with a Big East All-Tournament selection to their name. We here at UCTV Sports with both players well in their future endeavors.
Turning our attention from the basketball courts to the baseball diamond, the Huskies swept the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, but had to grind out each win against a Power 5 opponent. Not once, but twice, walk-off hits helped UConn snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. On Friday, Dominic Freeberger knocked in the game-winning run with an RBI single in the bottom of the 11th, on top of his game-tying sacrifice groundout in the bottom of the 9th. 2 days later, Ben Huber smacked the walk-off 3-run home run in the bottom of the 9th, with his team down a run to secure the sweep and avoid the loss, 9-7. Following that sweep, the Huskies climbed to 20th in the D1 baseball polls. Despite being ranked for the first time this season, it was a ranked opponent who snapped their 6-game winning streak. The ranked opponent, the number 14 Boston College Eagles. BC's offense got hot early, scoring 5 runs across the first 4 innings and knocking starter Stephen Quigley out of the game. Although the Huskies got 2 runs back in the bottom of the 4th, the Eagles' bullpen prevented them from rallying down 3 runs, ultimately holding on for a midweek 6-3 victory. The Huskies wrap up their homestand against the UMBC Retrievers in a 3-game set this weekend. As opening day commences in Major League Baseball, come on down to the Doug to catch another ranked team in action.
UConn softball might not have secured a sweep, but they also played through a lot of fight throughout the weekend series against the Georgetown Hoyas, especially in their Friday doubleheader. Georgetown opened the weekend series with a 2-run inside-the-park home run in the first inning, but the Huskies answered right back as Big East Freshman of the Week Grace Jenkins drove in the tying runs. What proved to be the difference of the series opener was a 3-run home run off the bat of Lexi Hastings, who sent the first pitch she saw over the center field wall. After losing the first game 5-3, the Hoyas broke the second game open in style as Cameron Kondo hit a grand slam. Connecticut fought back, however, as Rosie Garcia tied the game with a 2-run single before Jenkins walked things off in the 7th with an RBI single. 2 days later, Georgetown's defense shut down UConn after they scored 2 runs in the 3rd to steal a game in the series 5-2. The Huskies aim to win their 4th Big East series of the season this weekend as they travel to southeastern Pennsylvania to take on the Villanova Wildcats.
We're going to wrap things up this week with women's lacrosse, who returned to action this past Tuesday against the Hofstra Pride after a 6-day hiatus. UConn has been no stranger to close games this season, and after going back and forth throughout regulation, they needed yet another overtime to settle the score with Hofstra. In the overtime period, Grace Kuhn found the back of the net for the 20th time this season to complete the hat trick and give the Huskies a 14-13 overtime victory. UConn continues their 3-game road trip in Manhattan as they take on the Columbia Lions on Saturday, April 1st. Well, that's going to do it for UC Sports this time around. We will continue to update you every week on all the biggest sports-related things happening around campus.
Make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at UCTV Sports for all things UConn sports related and special coverage from NRG Stadium. From Cole, Stefan, and the rest of the crew at UCTV Sports, I'm CJ Dexter, and we'll see you after the Final Four.